Samsung's Exynos chip confirmed to be present in all S26 variants, promising 6x faster AI performance than Apple's chips. We've already seen a few clues about the S26 series, including the Ultra's dimensions, a likely new moniker for the middle model, and the potential usage of the Exynos-2600 processor in the two more cheap models. However, a news source from Korea claims that Samsung might also employ its domestic chip in the Ultra model too. Instead of adopting the Snapdragon 8 Gen 5 in the S26 Ultra, as has been typical for several generations, Samsung might fully commit to the Exynos-2600 for all of its top models. Reporters Kim Min-jae and Kang Ta-woo stated that Samsung Electronics has stated that it would commence mass production of its own mobile application processor Exynos-2600 next month and will equip the S26 series. It is envisaged that its own application processor will be applied to the top-of-the-line Ultra model for the first time in 4 years. In particular, the Exynos-2600 is expected to put to rest the performance controversy of its predecessors, as its neural processing unit performance, which is important for implementing artificial intelligence, has been measured to be about 6 times higher than Apple's mobile application processor installed in the iPhone 17 series. According to industry sources on the 20th, Samsung Electronics System Large-Scale Integration division has completed the development of the Exynos-2600 and will begin mass production in November to be placed in Samsung's flagship smartphone S26 series. Exynos is Samsung Electronics' proprietary mobile application processor, built by the System Large-Scale Integration division of its Device Solutions division, which supervises its semiconductor business, and mass-produced by its foundry, Semiconductor Contract Manufacturing division. Application processors are semiconductors that function as the brains of cell phones, determining their performance. The Exynos-2600 has been verified to be placed in the Galaxy S26 series, which will be delivered early next year because its performance and yield have achieved a particular level. According to Samsung Electronics' internal testing results, the Exynos-2600 demonstrated that the NPU performance, which is vital for generative AI such as large-scale language models, was more than 6 times higher than Apple's own mobile AP, the A19 Pro. The A19 Pro was included in the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max introduced last September. The Exynos-2600 surpassed the A19 Pro in CPU multi-core performance by 15% and GPU performance by up to 75% in some benchmarks. In particular, it is known that the multimedia playback performance, such as OTT, video streaming materials such as Netflix and gaming, beats not just the A19 Pro, but even Qualcomm's Snapdragon 8 Elite 5th generation. The Exynos-2600 features 30% higher NPU performance and up to 29% higher GPU performance than the Snapdragon 8 Elite 5th generation. It is reported that the performance of Samsung's 2nm technique used to the Exynos-2600 has achieved 85% of the present target. In addition, it appears that Samsung Electronics' separation of the application processor and modem from the system on chip for the first time also led to enhanced performance. Samsung Electronics has been supplying system-on-chip solutions that incorporate the application processor and modem for the Galaxy S series, but starting with the S26 series, it has installed the modems separately for the first time. This allows us to increase the CPU and GPU area of the application processor by the same amount as the existing modem space, hence enhancing performance. As Samsung Electronics' 2nm process performance increases in the future, the key performance of the Exynos-2600 is likely to increase even higher. If the Exynos-2600 is as pacey and punchy as Samsung expects, it could be a better alternative than the Snapdragon 8 Gen 5, which would generally be selected for the S26 Ultra. With its alleged 2nm manufacturing process and NVIDIA X-Clips 950 GPU, it might also excel in battery life and gaming performance. It might not be a bad decision if Samsung decides to rely on its own technologies this time. Ultimately, the users decide, and Exynos hasn't been highly praised in recent years. Many users might be hesitant about the absence of a Snapdragon chipset in the flagship Samsung. While it could be a performance breakthrough, putting Exynos in the Ultra might negatively affect sales. It's definitely too early to forecast Samsung's decisions, but I'm curious about your thoughts on an Exynos-powered S26 Ultra. Would this change your thoughts about getting the flagship Samsung, or would it not affect your decision? Additionally, what are your thoughts about the Exynos-2600 in Samsung's other potential S26 models, the S26 Pro and ordinary S26? So let us know what you think in the comments section. Then we'll see you in my next video. See you tomorrow. Peace out and goodbye.